All right. For all the YouTubers, we are once again joined by Tina2 from twitch.tv. That's twitch.tv/Tina2. That's TINA_TOO. I will leave a link to her channel in the description. Great friend of the channel, very smart person, and you should definitely follow her. I do not have her face cam up because I need to download more RAM. And until I do so, it's just going to be really choppy and it didn't look good on the last video. So you're going to have to deal with my ugly mug, which is fine. Unless you want to go over to, unless you're watching live and you want to go over to her stream, which is also acceptable. You can do that right now, as it turns out. Anyway, Tina, we are going to go over Sam Seder debating, what's his name again? I forget.
Patrick Bet-David.
Patrick Bet-David, thank you, on his podcast about the Biden's open border policies. Because as we all know, Biden threw the border wide open. There was no enforcement agency there whatsoever. You know, Biden's very famous for stating how much he loves keeping the border open. So, you know, I think this is a valid thing.
Biden border.
Yeah, the Biden border. We're gonna fix the Biden border. Didn't he actually add to the wall? Like Democrats decided, like, oh, Trump said he was gonna build a wall. He didn't even finish it.
They were running on it. Kamala was running on building the wall, which is
that's insane. Like literally,
I
like
forgot that was a Kamala policy that she announced at the DNC. That's, you know, it was first it was a medieval. No wonder she lost. Sorry, liberals. No wonder she lost. She went from calling it a medieval wall to saying she was gonna build it. Where in the Democratic backbone?
Yeah, I hold no ill will toward people who didn't vote for her. Like, I was very strong on that when she was running, but it's literally not their fault at all. Like, and even if they had all voted for her, it wouldn't have made up the difference. Like, it sucked. She just sucked, you know, and that's on her. So, anyway.
Like, one of my chatters goes, thinking about Kamala is triggering my PTSD. Sorry.
Oh no.
I didn't need to do that.
Not the coconuts.
All
right.
No!
Yeah, not the coconuts. All right, ready to see this shit show?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Illegal immigrants.
Oh.
I
will get to
illegal. You don't care about those people.
I will get to the undocumented.
You cared about children.
But you don't want to talk about this, and I don't blame you because it's embarrassing.
No. But let me do a quick time out.
Every one of those Social Security numbers.
Do a quick time out here. Sam, let me just do a quick time out. You said you don't want to talk about this. You just spun away from a question I asked you, and you brought this up. You haven't even addressed the question I asked you.
Let me
Wait a
finish.
minute.
We'll get to the
point that I asked. Let's go back to what I asked you. I asked you a question that the money that's going in, Americans prove that they don't trust the government getting the money than free market, free enterprise.
I don't think that's the case.
You never addressed that.
I don't think.
Okay, but even if that is true, like that's like manufactured consent.
Yeah.
We've addressed that. It doesn't matter what, like, most Americans also don't want trans women in sports. I don't care. Like, trans women should be allowed in women's sports.
I don't think that they care. I don't think most people, at most people, the average American just thinks trans people are a little weird and unusual, but they're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote for.
Yeah. I don't want to spend too long on this point. Because the only point I was making is when they're polled directly on it, like 70 to 80% of Americans don't want trans women in women's sports, whatever. But like, it's a manufactured outcry, like outrage. Like, that's all it is. The average person only cares about it insofar as somebody talks about it. And nobody needs to be nobody was talking about it like 10 years ago. Nobody gave a shit, you know? Like, it's not meaningfully crucial to these people's lives. And also, like I was saying, my main point was, I still think they should be allowed in sports. If it's women's sports, then trans women are women and they can compete. And I don't really care if 70 to 80% of people agree with me. Like, they're wrong. So it's just a stupid point.
I have to address this. Right. No, Omega, most Americans are dumb. Americans have a super specific type of, like, attitudes. Americans are dumb. Americans themselves are dumber than like your average human being. That's just the way it is. I don't know why you had to correct alt fact. Most Americans are dumb. They will look at a guy who's taking away their like income, taking away their treats, which Americans love. They love their jalapeno poppers. They love their $200 TVs, and then they're like, "Yes, sir. I want less." Yes, you're gonna fix it. You're gonna fix it. Yes, I love this. I have nothing.
I want more nothing. Okay. As long as the other people have less or more nothing than I have, my nothing is fine.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
No, that's true. I think there is something unique to America that makes us like fun.
No, it is. There really is.
Yeah.
As someone who's traveled the world,
Yeah.
America has like it's almost like a unique narcissism too, where it's like there's like individualism is so superior in America that I don't see anywhere else. Like you guys are really like fuck y'all in a very and it makes you guys stupider.
Yeah,
it is. It does come
bad.
from being selfish and entitled. Yes.
It's bad. We've definitely let the individualism mentality like rot our brains. It's really gross. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
If that's the case, people love Social Security. People love
wasted
Medicare.
expenditure. What we learned with Doge. The American people said, Sam, enough of you taking our tax money and see what you're doing with it.
Elon Musk made that Wisconsin election of a referendum on Doge. To the extent that we've seen anybody vote on Doge, nobody heard the word Doge before November of last year. To the extent that
that's not true, bro. I invested in Dogecoin before the rug got pulled out from under me, but like, you know, like I almost was rich, I guess. Like I know what Doge is. I was on r/Elon, so I know. Just saying.
You know what I'm thinking about right now?
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk sitting on stage saying, "I am become meme." Can't believe
it's so obvious that like
I am
he doesn't
become meme.
He doesn't.
I'm not gonna play Balatro. Stop asking me, Alex. I'm not gonna play your.
It's kind of a slop game. I love it, but it's kind of a slop game.
Get dunked on, idiot.
It's painfully obvious that Elon like doesn't meaningfully touch grass. Like he does, but only like optically.
I have thought about it. If I had Elon Musk's wealth, I'm gonna explain to you the things I would do if I had his money. Number one, I would buy and build a $10,000 to $12,000 to $15,000 computer. Number one, okay? Then I would buy every single video game I could ever dream of wanting. Number two, and then on the days I'm like, I want to go and do stuff, I would pack my bags, jump on my private jet, and go to Hungary, or go to Spain, or go to Portugal and walk the streets and visit every museum. Because what do I give a shit? I got all the money. I got fuck you money, and I can just go visit every museum in the world if I wanted to. If I want to take a year, and just go visit every museum in the world within that year, I could do that after buying every video game I wanted.
Yeah, like even in a selfish way.
I find revolutionary. You're better than Vow Talks. Congratulations. You're better than me.
Right. I was just gonna say, like, even like everything you're saying is selfish, but it's still like it's selfishness in like a way that is like it's not bad selfishness. It's just being normal. Like you're like that's
I want to go enjoy my life.
Right, exactly.
I don't think there's anything like anti-leftist about wanting to just live a life and fuck off.
Right. No.
You know, like you can do whatever you want in this fantasy that you've created with Elon Musk's money. In my fantasy, I am taking hikes in national parks. To be fair, I still do all of those things. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. We're only a minute in.
We've seen a referendum on Doge. It just happened in Wisconsin. It happened in Florida, where the size of the win by those Republican congressmen was cut by 17, 20 points. I mean, this is a wipeout. And every Republican, you're going to see a difference in Republican lawmakers over the next year and a half, because anybody who was in a plus Trump 8 district or less is now starting to go like, wait a second. That's why Musk is being shown the door, supposedly. So getting back to my point about those Social Security numbers, they were given all to legal non-citizens. And every one of those cards, you can't vote, because I think you definitely said, and I think maybe you said, that this is a Democratic strategy to get voters. Hold on for a second. The Social Security card that they get literally says not legitimate for voting purposes. It is so that these these non-citizens who are legal, just like when you came in, excuse me, pay into the Social Security system and get, many of them never get that money back.
He's literally just correct. Why are they like posting it like this? Like he's literally just right. Like it's crazy.
This is what I mean. This is what people mean when they say like lying is OP. You can just say Sam Seder can be explaining Social Security to you, and all you have to be is all you have to say is no. That's it. You've won
literally
the argument.
Somebody on Twitter, I think, I haven't watched the whole podcast, but the way that they described it was, it basically goes like this. What's his face? PBD makes a claim, and Sam Seder says, no, that's not true. Here's what it actually is. Let's Google it. And then they Google it, and they're like, oh, I guess that's correct, right? And then the next time it happens, Sam Seder corrects him again, says, that's not true, let's Google it. And then they say, we're not going to Google that. You're just, you're flailing. Like, you're just wrong. You're wrong on this. You're just wrong. Like, it's bad faith all throughout. Like, they're just lying. I know. They're just making shit up.
I mean, their whole spiel is being, don't they try to say that they're apolitical too, chat? From my memory, Patrick Davis is apolitical.
Absolutely. Just like Metatron, just like Asmongold, none of them want to just own, I'm political. I am political. Look at me. Like, just own it.
Actually, Alec, to be fair, you're not wearing a MAGA hat. So I don't think you're apolitical. Oh, yeah, true. You have to be wearing the MAGA hat to be apolitical.
True. I've been thinking about just ditching that. Like, I thought it was a funny bit for a while, but now it's like serious. Like, it's just too serious that like I don't even want to put the hat on. It feels gross. I do have like a red hat that says "Make Woody Wet Again," so that's fun. But
who is Woody?
It's just a gag, I think. Like Woody being your dick. So
ew.
I think that's the
wear
joke.
That.
Ew. Either that, or I'm just gross, and it means something else completely. I don't know. If anybody knows what that's referenced, I just found it in a store in California and thought it was funny and bought it. So anyway, let's keep going.
So in addition to the undocumented immigrants who pay in $22 billion a year into Social Security and get zero back, these people pay several $billion in a year, and only if they become citizens, which most of them won't. Most of them will go back home.
Yep.
Over a period of time. They're here for temporary protected status. Maybe some of them are refugees and they get permanent citizenship. They won't get that money either. So every single thing of that video, this video here, was completely wrong that you guys did. It was fascinating to me because I feel like you, at the very least, I believe that you care about the information you're putting out. And this was all wrong. And
so they're up there. So then this is all a lie. These guys were up there just completely bullshitting with all the numbers. Where he's saying that people in the government are blowing the.
Oh, so you're saying it's just wrong? Yeah, I am actually. It's like just because you say things that are very special to you doesn't make them accurate. Like it doesn't mean it's correct. That's another thing I've.
Narcissistic.
Yeah, that's another thing I've come across. Like I think I mentioned that like I've been doing these TikTok debates because I hate myself. And like you go on with some of these conservatives and you point out, you prove to them like, listen, you're wrong. This is a lie. And guess what their response is? They're like, well, yeah, that's like your opinion. I have my opinion and we can agree to disagree. And I say, no!
This is what I mean when Americans are stupid, because most of the world doesn't function like that. Maybe in the UK they behave like that because it's very American.
They're like proto-America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they birthed us, so.
Americans have been taught that they're very special little boys and girls, that so much so that if they think of something, it's true. You are not special little boys and girls, and you don't get to think of things and then like in their mind, they create a dynamic or narrative or anything, and then they're like, yes, I've invented it. I've made this up in my head. It must be true. No, you're not special little boys and girls. You're all losers. We are in a post-truth society where it doesn't matter. You can make something up in your head, and then that's true.
And it's sad too, because like that's creative energy that's just going down the drain. Like if you could just acknowledge, like, listen, if you could put that energy toward like writing a fucking book, You know, like you would craft a universe
Thinking too, literally just write create a fantasy world. If this is how creative you are, I agree with you. They should write fiction. You have something special in your brain. You should put onto paper.
Full points for creativity. Just the intelligence is not there. So, you know, it's really sad. That's all I can say about it. But yeah, let's keep going.
The whistles. He didn't want to say their names. He was giving them praise. And for Sam, for you to say that you care about the kids and the labor and all that stuff. We've had an open border for 4 years, and all the illegals, way more than 10 million, have come into this country. California, is that where you live?
No.
Where do you live?
He really is just people talking.
Great, even better. California. So the amount of money that we spent on illegals with housing and all that shit, and Gavin Newsom passing a law that you don't even need an ID to vote. You're saying that we're coming up with where
they
these
don't
people
listen.
aren't coming
They
in
just
for the
don't
vote?
listen.
That's the main goal of this whole thing. What was the open border for? Why was the border?
Americans have never, like, needing an ID to vote is not a thing. It wasn't a thing until they made it a thing. Like, there are processes. Like, I think that a voter ID would be fine. It just needs to be free and accessible to everybody. It needs to be free and easy to get.
So funny.
What?
We don't even use IDs. We get sent like a paper in or at least on Ontario. We get sent like a paper that says you can vote here, and we just have to show the paper.
Yeah,
we don't have to. I don't have to whip out my ID, and it should work like that. I don't need to be like, I'm this person.
Yeah,
they cross it off on a piece of paper.
They have a record of people who are here legally. Like,
yes,
they know you already. They're like, okay, you're here. Here's your registration to vote. Turn it in. You know, like they already know you're in the class. All you're doing is putting your name on the paper. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's attendance. So anyway,
they do not understand how voter registration works. No, it's not like a fast food drive-through. Agreed.
Yeah, exactly.
Open for 4 years. Answer me that question.
First of all, the border was not open.
Are you kidding me? Look at the. What do you mean the border wasn't open? Hold on.
He's so emotional too. That's crazy.
You know, this guy debated Hassan too.
Really? When was that?
It was on Piers Morgan like a year ago.
Oh, I might have seen that. Because I remember watching Hassan. Yeah. I think he did pretty good. Yeah. He doesn't give himself enough credit when it comes to debates. I do think he does a good job. He should do more stuff like that.
Did you smoke before you came in here? That's ridiculous.
By the way, Vinny, here's the part.
He's so red.
Here's the part. Get out of here. Sam, here's the part when I hear this. Okay.
Anybody can look at that video. The things you were saying yesterday was a complete sack of lies or just misinformation.
Be honest with me. Drag them.
He was.
What happened?
I'm talking to my audience. They said, was he also a screaming drama freak then too? And I said, yes, he was.
Yep.
Over your illegal immigration, you're over your.
The fact that you're saying the border wasn't wide open. How many deaths have happened? How many fentanyl deaths have happened per year while your freaking president, Joe Biden, was in office?
Pause it. Fentanyl gets smuggled in from American citizens themselves. Illegal immigrants are not smuggling in fentanyl en masse.
I don't know how it works. Like, I haven't looked into exactly how the fentanyl trade system and distribution system is set up.
That's how it works. I'm telling you that it is mostly smuggled in from either airports, not from borders, or ports, and American citizens. American citizens are the ones bringing it across the border, not a migrant who's trying to protect her child.
Exactly. Like that's the thing, right? Even if what they're saying about the fentanyl coming from Mexico or South America or whatever were true, like that's not the mother with the baby. You know, like she's not trying to sneak fentanyl in. And the fact that you would assume that about her, you know, guilty before proven innocent, is the problem. You know, that's why we have innocent people being shipped to not Guantanamo Bay, but basically, right? What's the place called?
Oh, yeah, the Venezuela prison labor camp.
Labor
prison.
Where's it at again?
Which is crazy. It's in Venezuela, I think. Is it?
Well, I know the migrants that are going there from Venezuela largely. I think it's somewhere else though. It's like I always forget the name of it.
El Salvador.
El Salvador. Thank you, El Salvador. That's where they're going, which is basically, it is just a concentration camp at this point. It is. So they're just sending anybody that is brown with tattoos and is not here.
Have you seen what they consider to be a gang tattoo?
Yeah, they've gone as far as like an autistic symbol, like for autism awareness.
No, like they showed you they showed an example of what one of these guys had the Nike Jordan tattoo on his skin.
Yeah, I saw that. It's so stupid. It's like,
okay, it is at the point where if you have a tattoo in America, you are a gang. You're part of a gang. This is literally where we're at. I'm not even joking.
No. If you have a tattoo and your melanin is too high.
No, I think for now, I think you're right, but I think eventually.
Oh yeah.
This is going to affect everyone.
Oh yeah. No, the citizen crackdowns are coming too. Like, if they don't give you due process, all they have to do is call you a terrorist and ship you out. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. They can literally just call you an illegal migrant, even if you're a citizen.
Yes.
They don't have to prove anything. It's scary.
It is terrifying. That's why I'm not going to America for the next 10 years. I am staying the fuck away from you guys. And it sucks because I have family. I have a 9-year-old uncle who lives in California, and I probably will not be able to attend his funeral.
That sucks. I'm sorry. Okay. Like, it's so shitty. Like, people don't understand just like the little things. Like, I consider that a little thing, but like when I say little thing, I mean like things you don't think about, right? Like,
of course, like
the way that this affects people's lives cumulatively. Like,
yeah, and there was a Canadian actor who was detained for like 14 hours or something, or 2 days or something. I can't remember the exact numbers, but they detained her. They just detained this, and she was a white woman. And I'm like, after that, I'm like, okay, I am not going, and I worry for other reasons, which I'll message you about. I don't want to talk about it on here, but
yeah, no, that's completely valid. It's scary. Like, no, you're right. Like, if you're not from America, no matter what color you are, you should not come here. It is dangerous. Like, legitimately dangerous. You will be kidnapped and thrown in a box. Like, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
How many many Americans died just from fentanyl, and you're saying the border wasn't wide open? We've had the most illegal entry in 4 years in the history of the country.
Dude, such a piss baby.
And this is why, let me finish. And this is why your party sucks. This is why your party is at 29% approval.
20%.
Because you got 20. Thank you. Because all you guys do is talk shit and just go anti-Trump. You have no policies. You guys have no vision. You have no leaders. You're talking about oligarchs and you hate the oligarchs. What do you think Bernie Sanders and AOC are going to get their money from? Their donors. Are you, like, don't lie to yourself. For you to look, and like, by the way, you're talking about yesterday we lied.
AOC and Bernie Sanders don't take money.
Hold on, ready
from
for this?
people.
You're saying that we lied 2 days ago. You just lied.
I love his demeanor. It's a perfect counter.
Yeah.
It's a perfect counter.
This guy's screaming. He's hysterical.
Well, and it's babbling. Like, I've gotten this heated. You know, like, I'm not knocking him specifically for that. It's that on top of the fact that he is babbling nonsense. Yeah. Like, it's just nothing.
And you're going to look like a fool that the border wasn't wide open. Look at this chart. What does that chart say to you? So what is that? What did Trump, when Trump was in, he was trying to close it, but your party was fighting it. It's unbelievable how many illegals have come in the past 100 days.
But this is the part to just be very, just show the data. Illegal immigration, this is Wall Street Journal, is a bigger problem than ever.
Oh, no, that's
These
fake
five
news.
charts explain why. Go a little bit lower. That's under Biden.
Trump got shot trying to show these charts, literally.
This is October of 2020.
Oh, man, they're still ate up about that. Like, that was one of yours, man.
It was one of theirs.
The call's coming from inside the house, brother. Like, what the fuck are you on about? That wasn't us. Like, just saying.
Go to the next one.
And I'd own it if it was, too. You know I would. Like, I can't speak much more legally on here, but you guys know my feelings.
Yeah, by a former Republican.
Exactly.
It was registered Republican.
Here's another
Hold
one
on,
for
wait,
you.
can I address what his
let me just show the
rant
data,
was?
and then I want you to say what you want to say. Go a little bit lower with the data,
his-
Ron. No, because he said it's inaccurate. This is another one here
Okay, well,
showing
go back
data.
up. Go.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Filibustering him. They're just talking and talking and talking.
Oh yeah, no, they don't want to let him speak because like he's right, and they know he's right.
Go back up to the.
And then go to the
last one, Rob.
Go to the last one, Rob.
Go to the top one here.
I mean, this is the
I'll
numbers
go
you're
through all of
talking
these
about.
charts.
So this is you
Yeah.
can
Start one by one. Go up.
explain every one of them. Go
Okay.
for it.
Yeah, go
Here we
ahead.
go.
Yeah, you can see that this
He's
is
gonna get through one of them, and then like they're gonna stop.
Yeah.
They're gonna move on. I guarantee it.
what constitutes illegal immigration. These are, if it was an open border, you would not have these numbers. You would not have the numbers to know when Title 42 ends.
Yeah.
More people are coming to the border and they're being put into a system. Period.
That's the best part about it.
And that's the
because
definition.
they were told to come. Sam, let me explain something.
no,
when
no.
your president says,
Yeah, I
come
knew
to
it.
the country,
I knew it.
No, I'm not yelling. You just give me facts.
Wait, dude, you are yelling. Like, acknowledge at least that you are yelling.
I hate to be that feminist liberal, but if this guy was a woman, he would have been like laughed. He would not be a co-host on a. This is one of the most popular podcasts in the world. He would not be able to be. He would be called shrill. He'd be called hysterical. He'd have no career at all.
Yep. No, I agree. 100%. He's that's part of male privilege, right? Like he can do this, and women simply cannot.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Yes.
Because
you can't. Yeah, just see which one he is. I think he's
right.
seat 3 or which one is it, Rob?
Seat 3.
Seat 3.
Seat 3. Go ahead. Lower that right there.
And then the mic.
Right there. There you
volume,
go. Is
just
that
lower.
good? Is that
I agree.
good? Oh,
Triangle.
seat 2. There you go.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
Go
All right,
ahead.
good.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So
You're still going to hear the truth, though. So go ahead.
no, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Can't turn down the truth. Is
No,
what
you
you're saying.
can't.
Open border would mean that we have no records of people coming across the border. The law in this country has been that if you put your foot in this country, it's an international law, it's a U.S. law. If you put your foot in this country and you apply for asylum, you are due a process to do that. 98% of those people who are then what you guys would call catch and release come back for their hearings. We are woefully understaffed in terms of like immigration judges, and that process is definitely broken. I would love to see more money spent in the processing of these people so that we can establish which ones, like your family,
Like my family as well, illegal immigrants.
but came in through a refugee status. They weren't citizens on day one. They came in, they went through a process, and it's possible at that time. I mean, I remember, I was old enough to remember the Iran hostage situation. I remember the fallout afterwards. There may have been some form of temporary protected status, whatever it was at the time, that allows people to come in. Then they're assessed and processed. It's determined that, yes, their claim for asylum is appropriate or not, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. That's what we're looking at there. As you scroll up on those other charts.
And through this method also, it's worth pointing out, would help us find the dangerous people. They do background checks. They say, what are you up to here? Like they do an investigation, and they're saying, no. We can't we can't do that. Like they're literally just denying, like they're shooting themselves in the foot. They are making it less safe. It's insane.
You can see when Title 42 ends, which was only supposed to be an emergency situation that has to do with health, and you can't have it both ways. Either COVID ends or it doesn't end, the pandemic, and so people come in. There's no doubt. And
let me talk about something real quick. Like, let's talk about single adults, right? Like, first of all, that doesn't mean anything, huh?
I mean, the fear mongering is by single adults they mean men.
Right.
Understand what is happening. And it's a bunch of dudes fear-mongering about another bunch of dudes. Like these men are not going to come in and hurt other women. That is what this chart means. It's so pathetic.
Oh yeah, they're terrified. Like, this is basic, like, this is toxic masculinity 101. This is like, they're coming for our women. They're coming for our daughters, whatever, you know, like, it's weird shit.
That number on that chart that Musk had, under Biden, more people received temporary protected status. We had a problem in Haiti as the country has fallen apart. You had people from Ukraine coming in because of, obviously, the invasion. These are all under temporary protected status. They all got Social Security numbers so they could pay taxes into our government and not necessarily get the services back.
Yes, and vote for Democrats.
No, they can't vote.
Right.
Those Social Security cards literally say on the card, say, you can't use this for voting.
AOC said we don't have an illegal immigration problem. We have a documentation problem. That's what AOC said. So this is not something new. You know.
I mean, that's true though, right? Like people come. Yeah, people come here. And the system is too broken, so like it's not like anybody wants to be here undocumented. They would much rather be documented. They'd rather be here legally. Yeah, you know. Of course. It's just hard. It's just difficult. Like it takes too long. They can't do it. They can't.
And you can't, to be an American citizen, you cannot leave for 5 to 10 years. You can't go anywhere, or you rescind your ability to be an American. What the fuck are we doing here?
That's like actual imprisonment almost.
It is 100%. You have family that dies in your home country. Well, too bad. If you really want to be an American citizen, you have to give up every single funeral at home. If you want to go visit another country, go f*** yourself. You are stuck here.
To put this another way, imagine your boss like just tells you like you don't get any days off even if your family dies, you know, like or even if you're, you know, like there's an emergency somewhere, like you just don't get a day off, you know, like that's like a mini version of what's happening here.
And then Americans are like, why don't you just come in legally? And you like then make it easier. Just give everyone a citizenship at this point. I'm so sick of this.
I'm reaching that point. Yeah. Like at that point it would be like less harmful than this.
Yes.
Objectively. For
genuinely,
everybody.
Alec knows that I have a resentment towards like borders and how it's run globally now.
Yeah.
To you know, especially if you want to be a citizen in another country, it is impossible unless you have like $1 billion. I can't like or you're an accessible country like I guess Portugal. You can be a citizen in Portugal, but for the rest of the world, especially America, you can't be a citizen.
Yeah, it's tragic. I mean. And they're just spewing bullshit that makes everybody's lives worse. I mean, let me touch on this. Like the undocumented population here contributes to the economy far more than it takes away. Like it's manpower, 100%. It's agricultural work, it's taxes that they pay taxes and they get nothing back. You know, and people and so then these people lie about how like undocumented migrants or immigrants have Social Security. And it's like, motherfucker, they're not documented. How the is government getting Social Security to people that they don't have no documentation on? Exactly. Like, do you have 2 brain cells left, man? Like, this is insane. Like, it really is just rot. It's rot. You know, I feel like we're just approaching a point where there's no coming back from it, and we'll just have to reset. It's crazy.
You know how when you talk,
your guys are collapsing at an unprecedented rate, so reset is inevitable.
The great reset, right?
Yeah.
Talk about who's better at gerrymandering. Who's better at gerrymandering, the left or the right?
Republicans seem to be better at that.
The Republicans are much better.
I agree. Guess what? So it's not like they can fight it and say, no, we're not. That's their reputation. They have it. They're better at gerrymandering. Strategically, they're better at doing that.
Yeah.
But for you to sit here,
I don't have a problem.
May I make
like
my
you
point?
Do with
let me make my point.
Yeah.
When you sit here and you watch yourself when you're saying these policies and you spew out these policies, what the average person does, they'll watch it, and if they've already outgrown it, because today the problem with content creators have today is the following.
By the way, I was right. They've literally moved on from the chart.
Yep.
Say we say something on a video and we're wrong. You know what others will do? They'll react to it and they'll say stuff to it. And if we're right, they'll keep coming to us to want to hear more of it.
No. If you tell them what you want them to hear, they'll keep coming. Like, or if there's a myriad of reasons, but generally that's how that works with you people. Like, it's not that you're right, it's that you're saying the things that they like.
Yeah.
Like, even I could do that, you know?
Yep.
And I understand, by the way, that people don't come back to me strictly because I'm right. It's because I'm entertaining and I say things they like, you know? Mm-hmm. That's how that works.
Because they'll say, at least you sound reasonable. And they'll say, you know, I want to hear what John has to say. I want to hear what Joe has to say. I want to hear what Megan has to say. I want to hear what, you know, whoever these people are that are giving ideas out there want to say, right? But when you keep saying stuff that others are able to tear apart so many times, that a former liberal watches that maybe was a viewer of you and says, how can Sam not see this and outgrow it? He is still stuck on this policy that's been proven.
What are Americans you outgrowing? The truth? What the fuck are you talking about? Outgrowing the truth?
Literally just like talking.
He's just talking. Convinced. Because I find myself tuning out. I think people who listen to this shit are just they're not fully comprehending what he's saying. Oh my God. That is what these podcasts, Joe Rogan, Papa Davis, all rely on the person listening to half tune out.
What this is he is taking broad ideas that people might, without thinking for more than 2 seconds, might just take at face value. He's taking these ideas and he's chewing them up and then basically feeding his audience like baby birds and saying, here you go, here's your slop, here you go. Like, don't think about it, just eat it up, gobble it up, good stuff, right? Yum yum yum.
Yeah.
Like, don't pay no mind to the issues going on behind the curtain.
I don't want to pay more taxes to a government that wastes their taxes. How does he not see that? How does he keep pushing this agenda back and forth? Then you lose an audience, and the people you keep is the following. Here's who you end up keeping. You end up keeping...
You're giving advice to Sam Seder on how to keep his audience. Got it.
An audience that makes you think you're right, but that's not always the case. You keep an audience that, of course, hates rich people.
We are not talking about the subject.
It's NPC behavior.
How he literally just somehow is inventing that Sam Seder's not keeping his audience. How? What?
It's NPC behavior.
I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
You know what? Sam Seder. Let me look at something real quick. Majority report subscribers over time. YouTube statistics.
He's probably gone up.
I can only go back 14 days without subscribing, but let's just take a look at the last 14 days and just see, you know. I mean, that's a century now.
This isn't even like why are you explaining how to like this is a nothing argument. What do you know about Sam Seder's audience capture? What the fuck is going on?
Let's take a look. We got views. Looks pretty green to me.
Gone up. Okay.
Videos. Well, videos is one thing. Subscribers, daily average plus 2.3K, weekly average plus 20K, last 30 days plus 70K, last 14 days plus 20. I mean, it looks like they're doing pretty good. In fact, I would almost say that this is the opposite of what this guy is trying to say.
Yeah, he just made up that Sam Seder can't capture. He's just rambling.
This is what we were talking about earlier. This is what we're talking about. This is his world building process. Okay, this is the creative process at work, right? Like, we are now constructing a fictional universe in which he is correct. It's crazy.
They're probably not making a lot of money, and they come to Sam to save them. Hey, let's trash and bash rich people because this is what we got to do. Yes, Sam, let's go after the rich. We want a...
Trashing rich people. This conversation was about how immigrants aren't coming in, like, illegally. What? I want you guys to understand, both my audience and Alex's audience, that this conversation was looking at graphs about how many illegal, quote-unquote, immigrants are coming in. And now you're talking about trashing and bashing rich people.
It's funny because I knew I'd be correct, that they would just move on from the graphs and pretend that they did not just talk about it. I didn't know how correct I would be because we're not even on the topic anymore. Like, that's actually insane.
No, I know. It's crazy.
Million people to support the Future Looks Bright gear. We are getting very close to it. We got something unique that came in. Just so you guys
right
know,
into the ad roll.
And I mean, I only word of Valuetainment wallet. This is all I have. I think the Adam's the same as well. But we got these new wallets, okay, that are RFID protected wallets to have with different future looks.
It's like it's like perfectly formulated slop. It's like no, here's right, like here's the flavor, and now here comes the substance, which is the ad reads. Like this is what it's all about. You know, like they're selling you shit. It's crazy. Okay, so what's nuts to me is like they always try to say that like we're the propagandizers, like we're the people who are like trying to sell you bullshit. Anyway, here's like our new wallets that we just got. Buy. Like Sam Seder doesn't do that.
Tariffs.
It's insane.
Yeah. I wonder how much. I wonder if they're gonna think about the like. They have to be considering selling these wallets with the tariffs in mind now. This is so funny.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, depends on where they get their leather. And then the sewing of the leather, it might not be in the same country. And then,
like their business on the wallets is gonna tank.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if like they're saying it's a price now, but it's probably it's not an American-made wallet. Let's be honest.
Well, you know, Trump is gonna pussy out of the tariffs, so maybe not.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, exactly, Fuman. Which dropshippers are gonna suffer in this tariff thing.
Part of me wishes at this point he'd just keep them. I almost wish he'd just hold the line on it and just because we deserve it.
At this point, it was either a recession has been inevitable since 2008, another recession, and I think this is relief, I think, because it's at least it's here. The recession that people have been waiting for, it's here, and they're not like you know they're doing cheap as almost guaranteed. Yes, exactly. That's how I feel though.
No, I agree. I think that we need to just be shocked awake. It's sad, but it's true.
Signs on it, Rob. If you can go through, we got the red one, we got the black one.
I'm not interested in your wallets.
Leather. Again, you go sport the gun in no time.
$12.99.
That's the end.
They
didn't even let Sam respond to that. That's crazy.
They did not. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
We can watch one more because I have to, you know.
Do you want? Oh, do you want to watch
the clips from the same? I thought we were gonna watch multiple clips from Sam Seder.
We can watch another one if you want. We can watch his Tax Evaders one.
Sure, whatever one you want to watch.
Yeah, sure. Let's go into it.
Can you tell me why, out of all the 50 states in America in 2024 that voted for president, why did 50 for 50 state become more Republican? Can you tell me why, out of 50 states that voted for president in 2024, can you tell me why the two states that lost the most people, the only two states in America that lost $1 trillion of money under management, that left their states to another state like Nevada, Texas, and Florida, can you tell me why those two states, imagine, New York and California, during COVID, lost $1 trillion of wealth that left to other states. And even after all those people that left, the two states that became more Republican than they were before in 2020 were New York and Texas. Can you tell me why people come to Texas? Why do people go to Nevada? Why do people go to Florida? Why do you think it is? Is it because maybe they don't have state taxes? Why do you think Arthur Laffer's in Tennessee? Why do you think Musk is in Texas? Why do you think Rogan went to Texas? Why do you think California is losing so many jobs?
I think
it's because of high taxes?
People who like to evade tax.
I don't know much about what he's talking about, but needless to say, he's most definitely lying.
No, they did.
Or misrepresenting the data.
So, I mean, you can evade taxes by moving your company to Texas because if you want to be a cheap little.
I meant in terms of like the states becoming more Republican. Like I don't think.
Oh well, I mean, I think he's looking at. It seems like he's looking at voting data, which if more Republicans come out to vote, that doesn't mean there's more Republicans in the state.
Exactly. It just means that the Democrats didn't do their job and mobilize people to vote for them.
So turnout,
so, yeah. That's all I was saying. I know the thing about like businesses moving to Texas to avoid taxes. I get that.
Taxes, sure.
It's evade taxes. So you see, but no. But guys, let me, Sam, respectfully, I just figured out who you are. I'm telling you, I just figured out who you are. Deep down inside of you, you have, you are driven by so much power, control.
What? Let him finish.
A deep-rooted feeling matching the qualities of a communist that wants to tell you what to do and you think you know what's best for others, and if it isn't your way, everybody else is wrong. And by the way, an extremely unattractive quality.
At this point, if I were Sam, this is probably why I'm not Sam. I would just take the piss and be like, yeah, you know what, you're right. You got me.
No.
I just like I'd give up. I'd be like, you know what, I'm the Joker, baby. That's true. You're pretty right, man.
No.
I know that's not the best tactic, but like at this, like, yeah. What can you say to that?
I would respond with, well, they admit themselves that they're evading taxes, that they're moving. They admit, you gotta reiterate the truth. That's how I would do it. Like autistically reiterate the truth. Look them dead in the eye and repeat the same thing verbatim and just say, well, you know, they admit to evading taxes. They admit to going to Texas to pay less taxes. So what else do you call that? Or to pay no taxes.
Which is just
at least contribute to the society in which you participate in.
It's just so funny. Like, yeah, Sam Seder is on a power trip. Yeah, okay, man. Pretty true.
Yeah. Communist power.
Advocating for higher taxes on super wealthy people.
No, you're not, because what you just said,
$2.5 million.
He's literally doing that. You can say there's more to it, but he's literally doing that.
You just said, let me just make the point here. You just said people who left California and New York, your first response was they're evading, as if they have to pay you.
No, companies.
That's not how this works.
No, he was talking about companies.
They should pay taxes.
Yeah, the people moving from New York to Texas typically are like wealthy people trying to pay fewer taxes. That is the fact of the matter. If you feel personally offended by that, well, if the boot fits, man.
Oh my God.
They're evading taxes. These guys are tax evaders. They left. No, it's called, if a company offers better benefits. Are you on Rumble?
I think we stream on Rumble.
Where do you put your video clips the most? YouTube?
YouTube.
Why YouTube?
That's just what the technology was when we started.
Why don't you do it on Vimeo?
We do run it through Vimeo.
Why don't you do all your stuff through Vimeo? Why do you do it on YouTube?
Could you hire most people are?
Yeah.
And that's where they pay the best.
Well, that's I mean, that's where we have the most audience. But if we had a bigger audience,
you're evading the revenue going to another company. You're such an evader of
we're on all
What?
What?
What is this argument? It doesn't even make any sense.
Dude, I'm not even an economics guy. I say all the time that like my economics knowledge is dog shit, and even I'm baffled at this level of stupidity. Like, it's insane. This is like bottom of the barrel. Like, how do you even describe this? I can't even come up with a metaphor. It's so bad.
I feel like to come back to this, you have to explain what taxes do. Like
exactly. It's like
taxes contribute to society. They build roads, they build our power lines, they help maintain our electricity. And I think it's fine to want to have businesses contribute to these benefits we have as a culture, as a society, as a civilization, and to want to not and to get the benefits of these things, but not participate in, you know, by also putting into a pool. It's a financial pool we all put into, you know, so we can get roads and highways and electricity and sidewalks. And then you look at that and you're like, yeah, based. Fucking Asmongold ass takes.
So I'm a little confused. So who's he saying is doing the evading? Sam? Like, is he evading lower pay from companies that pay money for your content?
Which I don't know if it's YouTube or Twitch that pays well, especially with this amount of viewers.
I think at lower numbers it's Twitch, at higher numbers it's YouTube.
Okay, that's fair.
I think that's how it works. But yeah, I really don't follow how he's tying these two things together. This is insane.
He's just
sponsorship
speaking, I think.
Yeah.
Money going to another company that keeps more money of it. You're such an evader. Why are you evading all this sponsorship money? You're such a sponsorship money evader. Sam Seder's a sponsorship money evader, everybody. Come on, man.
I'm a sponsorship evader.
Yeah.
What is it?
What did you call it? No, you
He's so amused.
Tax evaders. See, that's the part.
I think there's a lot of people who leave high tax states for low tax states.
Is that evading or is that just common sense?
You
and
just call them tax
Okay,
evaders.
I mean, if you want to,
I think there's a lot of
if they're
people that do
going
that.
for tax.
Yeah, you can use whatever semantics, but like
Can I
the
say
bottom
that
line.
this is such bullshit? I'm sorry, I have to say this. How is it 4-on-1? What the fuck is going on? You need 4 people to like, debate a communist? Pathetic, weak. What is this? What is this weak bullshit? How do you need 4 people to debate what you think and say as a communist? You guys are weak as hell.
I thought about, right, like starting something like this where I just have like 3 or 4 people in the room and then we just like pull up like conservatives who want to talk to us and then just kind of bully them, you know, like just like make fun of them. But that would be less us arguing with him and more just us making fun of him.
Yes.
Like a little pet conservative, you know, like a little.
Yes, you should do this, and I want to participate. I want to participate very bad.
I thought about it. I get a lot of ideas
it.
and then I don't follow through with them. So we'll see what happens.
You should follow through with it. I need this so bad.
Okay, well we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It would be fun.
Reasons, then they're trying to.
There's also a lot of people that go to lower cost restaurants versus higher cost restaurants.
Would you rather
There's people that shop at H&M versus shopping at Gucci.
Better opportunity.
It's called
That's not the same thing. Okay. So it's not like Sam Seder is saying these companies are evil for trying to pay fewer taxes. What he's saying, he's just pointing out what is occurring here and the consequences thereof. That's all he's doing. Like, he's made no judgment as of yet. They just heard the word evade and they're like, oh my God, like it triggered them.
I actually
it's
don't
crazy.
know if I can sit through this 9-minute video. I actually.
Okay. Oh, we can stop if you want.
I'll give it a little bit longer, but I'm like losing my mind.
I live for this. This is my shit.
Saving money.
Situations.
If I have to be under, if I have to be under someone's watch, like a dictatorship quality like you that thinks you know what's best for others.
You think I'm
financial dictator?
The way you are, where you feel, your first answer was a tax evader. That's how you view them. You don't view them as a asset to the state. You see them as criminals. You just called entrepreneurs that live in New York and California as criminals. Is tax evader a criminal? Rob, can you pull up what a tax evader is? Type in tax evader synonym. Tax evader synonym. What are some tax evader synonyms? Can you go to tax evader synonyms or also tax dodger, tax fraud, tax avoidance?
Tax evader synonym. Tax evader synonym. Tax evader synonym. Look up tax evader synonym. Why are you repeating yourself? I'm gonna, tax evader synonym.
Tax evasion is not the same as tax fraud. Like, I don't care what the dictionary says. Like, synonyms don't necessarily mean they mean exactly the same thing. Like, this is like, how do people watch this and think, oh yeah, no, this guy's smart. No, this guy knows what he's talking about. Like, it's crazy.
This is why Americans specifically are stupid. You don't see this anywhere else. Look at the podcast. You had Fresh and Fit, literally like misogynist. You got Andrew Tate. People love him in America. You guys are crazy, and Americans now go no.
Yeah, but like like he says things that I like. Sometimes they make me feel good. The things he says make me feel good. So I think that he's actually good. We're just gonna pretend everything else doesn't exist. Fantasyland, it's great.
These people criminals.
A person who tries to avoid paying taxes, often through illegal means.
But somebody who leaves.
So me, I left. So I left California because
I'm sorry. I should have said tax avoiders.
Right. Okay. So tax evaders. Right.
Avoiders.
This sounds like language policing to me, personally.
It's called
literally liberal shit.
Literally liberal shit.
Are we good with tax avoiders?
It's called better opportunities.
Am I a better person if I say
that? Also a tax avoider.
Better opportunities.
Oh, he's so smug too. I love it.
Write-offs.
Oh, that's such an.
And so you don't. When you do write-offs.
Do I do?
I already know the answer. Of course you do.
You write off.
Such an.
So
evader,
you write it off.
You're such
How you
a tax
avoid
evader.
Oh my God.
Why would you do such a thing, Sam? You're a tax evader.
It's
Shame on this guy
just to do
that.
All four of them. Oh my God.
It's nuts. It's like, oh
what the fuck?
God. He's like handling them by the balls right now. Like he's so not bothered. It's crazy.
No, he's just letting them scream.
Yeah. Like it's nuts.
Something
call the feds.
Here's something that I
probably have an accountant helping you.
He does.
Hold on, I need to point out a small but important thing that happened right here.
Here's something.
Call the feds.
Here's something.
So
yeah.
Hold on.
Evader. Why would you do such a thing, Sam? You're a tax evader.
It's
call the cops.
Shame on this guy
just
for
to do that.
writing off taxes.
Okay. He saw Sam pick up the bottle and take a little sippy sip.
That
you probably have an accountant.
We're now engaging in copying the behavior of the alpha in the room.
That's funny.
Small detail, but important to pick up on nonetheless.
That's
okay,
funny.
we have to know who's in charge here.
Helping you.
He does. Sam, here's something that I've learned. It's okay to say the following. You ready? Man, I might have been wrong on that one. Man,
he just said. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is why.
He adjusted for you.
13th reason. This is my 13th reason.
They don't. It's so funny because they're not talking about the substance here. Okay, you don't want to call it tax evasion. We'll call it tax avoidance. Whatever. Can we talk about the root of the issue now?
Oh my God, dude.
They're not even going to get to Sam's main meat probably in this 9-minute video.
No.
They're not going to let him go forward.
Such nonsense.
It's wild. You want to keep going?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I told you it's addictive, right?
Plague.
In anything.
I should have said
I'm just saying in anything because where growth happens is when you be like,
avoider.
Yeah, when you grow. I remember the most amount of money I ever made was in 2016. I was like, oh my God,
this is like
I'm a millionaire now.
Session.
It's a tax therapy session. I was like, oh my God, I'm paying all this taxes. I don't like this.
And I created what fascinates me about this is that like I'm talking about policies that impact the country. I'm talking about the implications of taxation on the top 0.5%, top 1% of this country.
Who pay 50%
and it is boiled
of
down
taxes, Sam.
to you guys saying that I'm a bad person.
No.
I
actually think you're a great person
I don't care.
with bad ideas.
I don't care about like any of.
Okay, that's a pussy move. Like, no. Like, if you have bad ideas about like things that like, no. Like, if what you want for the world results in the world getting worse, you're a bad person. I'm sorry. The math's that way. That's how it maths.
Yes.
Have a spine, man.
You as individuals.
You same boat as us.
I don't care about me. Exactly.
I don't
talking
disrespect
about policies. And when we get into policy, I notice how this all pivots. And I don't blame you because, frankly, if you tell the American public, and maybe not this audience, because this audience is built on your on your business, around your business doings and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you tell the American public that they're getting fleeced and they are losing political power to money, they react like they did in Wisconsin. They basically reject it, and so
what happened. What happened in November?
The message
5th,
I'm carrying.
What happened on November 5th?
Okay, we're not gonna address what happened in Wisconsin. We can't talk about that.
They came out to vote for Donald Trump because Donald Trump is a character that they like.
Why didn't they come out in 2020? Oh.
Why didn't they come out? Because Donald Trump was very close to their experience. And I have a feeling in 2024, they'd also vote him out if he tries to run again.
Can you imagine?
I think like
you had 4 years of a guy. His name is Donald Trump. Then this motivational speaker named Joe Biden shows up. Okay, and he fills up the arenas. And he wins. Every time he spoke, 200,000-300,000 people would show up to just hear this man give a speech, like one of those.
No, that's the thing. Biden was a complete just placeholder for not Donald Trump.
This guy gets up there, and he crushes Trump, and you guys are like, "Oh, he got so destroyed."
Wait! Is he gonna do the fake election results thing? Like, is that what he's trying to pull? Huh?
Crushes Trump. Look at the way Biden beat Trump. People don't want a person like Trump. And then America watched all the policies that you support. Biden comes president. He does what he does. 4 years later, his vice president, his VP, Kamala Harris.
Google antitrust and see how popular it is.
He didn't address why Trump lost to Biden, though. Like, yeah, Biden sucked. Why did Trump lose to him? You know, like, in the first place, if Trump was so great the first time, then people should have been like, that's great. We want more of that. But no, they were like, give us literally anybody else. Oh, dying old man. There we go. Dying old man. Dying old man, better than Trump. Yeah, and you know what? I agreed. That's why I voted for him. That's why most of America did, dipshit. And now, 4 years later, we've had 4 years of dying old man, which is enough time for dipshit Americans to forget, to forgore, like they always do, okay? Every time there's a Democrat in office, they forgore how bad it was under the previous administration. Because Americans have amnesia, okay? A bad case of it. They're baby brain idiots. Anyway, 4 years go by.
Really beat Medicare.
Exactly. Exactly. Like you always talk about how bad Biden is. Trump lost to him. So what does that say about your guy? And that was after your guy was in.
Exactly.
VP runs for office, okay? Runs for office, loses every battleground state, 89 county. 50 for 50 states become more Republican. We want 1 million people to support The Future Looks Bright gear. We are getting very close to it. We got some.
Here's an idea why the Repubs.
It's just an ad now.
Yeah, no, he like has to like have the last word and then go into his ad read every time. Like he thinks that he's like dropping the mic. This is a mic drop moment for him, and he's not even gonna like let Sam have a chance to like back up what he's saying. Dakota Cross.
Does. It's just edited. It's just edited to look like he doesn't in the clip.
Oh yeah, no, he will. Like I know that like on the live that Sam was doing a great job. And he's doing a great job here, don't get me wrong. But like the editing, it's purely editing that he's like getting the last word here, which makes him look good. Yeah. Cuz he's such a special boy who says the right things. Dakota Cross, here's an idea. Why did Repubs vote against Biden's border bill the one time they had a chance for a big strong border? You can't bring that up to them because it breaks their brains. You know, like they can't.
It wasn't because it wasn't strong enough. I thought that was the comment. Like Biden's border bill was not strong enough to Republicans.
It was bipartisan. Everybody wanted it except for Trump. Trump was the one guy. Like the Republicans were like,
yeah, that's the one. And I don't know why he didn't vote for it.
Yeah, everybody wanted it except Trump. Trump was like, no, we can't do this. And he literally said, by the way, his literal, like, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he literally said, like, you can't do this because we need to keep the border, quote unquote, bad, right? Which it is. It's not great. But, like, we need to keep it bad until I'm in office. Then I can fix it.
Yeah.
Like a big boy. And then the Republicans were like, yeah, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Like, you know, he's the big special birthday boy. We'll do what he wants. So that's how that happened. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to probably watch any more of this. But it seems like Sam Seder did a great job.
I'm so tapped out of this right now. I'm so mad.
Yeah. No, Sam Seder absolutely, I'm sure, did a great job. Like every single time he opened his mouth, not a breath was wasted on proving these guys wrong and reading them for filth, which is important because he's being ganged up on by 4 dipshits who won't shut the fuck up. He kept his composure and he looked like the most reasonable, collected, and cool one in the room, in my opinion. So I think you'd have to be really stupid to think otherwise.
For sure. Yes.
Yep.
W. Sam Seder.
W. Sam Seder.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.